hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time you're watching this video. My name is Heather, and did you know you have a better chance at spotting the elusive Bigfoot than you do making money in an MLM business opportunity? I want to react to several different posts from the same creator in this video today. She has claimed to be the top earner in the company Monate, and I think it's very important to call out the misinformation and inconsistencies within her post because she is someone with so much influence in this company and with people who are potentially wanting to join MLM companies. This video is going to be longer than my previous videos because we're going to be reacting to one of her videos that's about 30-ish minutes long, and it's like her backstory on how she joined Monate, how she got started. And I think it's important to start with that video because it gives us a little bit of a background and baseline for all of the weird things that she says that just don't add up. It puts a lot of the problematic things that she says in her Instagram posts into perspective. Let's jump right in, grab a snack, grab a little drinky drink, because we're gonna be here for a while.
Morning, good morning, Instagram. Okay, I wanted to come on here and I wanted to share my story. I feel like this is something, obviously, I share a lot, but I also feel like there are a lot of new faces around here, and maybe there's some parts of it that you don't know. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pull over on the side of the road with a beautiful river view right in front of me. And I'm going to make my blow-see. This isn't the normal way that I make it. Usually I make it with my little blender and it's all blended up and nice with ice. But here we go. Oh gosh, this might not work out that well. Okay. My thumb is not big enough to cover the thing. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to share my story. I was actually talking to someone, a new friend here on Instagram, and she was like, so is money like how you make your money? Like, is money your main income? And I'm like, yeah, it is. So, for those of you guys who don't know me, I am 36 years old. I have 4 boys. I have a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 6-year-old. I've been with my husband since I was 17. I found him on MySpace when I was 15 years old. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy from California is like the hottest guy I've ever seen in my life. And actually, my girlfriend showed me his profile and was like, oh my gosh, you have to check out my brother's hot friend. And that is how I found my husband. And I just, you know, I tell my husband every single day, I'm like, are you so grateful that I am like as ballsy as I was and am, that I reached out to you, this like 15-year-old small town girl, like, look at your life. I'm like, that was karma. Look at our life. So now I have drips all over me. Anyways, so I was 19 when I had my first son, lived in Newport Beach, got laid off from my job. I worked at the LA Fitness corporate office. I know I feel like LA Fitness isn't even around anymore. But anyways, got laid off my job, was scrambling. Like, okay, it's fine. I'm like, I'm going to get on food stamps. You guys, I was 18 years old in Southern California, literally getting on my computer, looking up food stamps, food stamp office, WIC office, this, that, like all these things. Okay. Oh, you still have LA Fitness. Cool. Okay. So I'm looking up like all these things. I'm alone. My family lives in Alabama at this time. Like, I have no parents near me. I'm living with my boyfriend. I'm pregnant with my first baby, have my first baby. And I would print out the directions from MapQuest around Southern California and go to where I needed to go and get in line and wait for sometimes days. Like, if you've ever been on food stamps, like back in the day, like you had to go and wait, and it was kind of like the only way that I could explain it is like a DMV. Like that is what it was. Like a DMV, like a crazy busy DMV. And then you would get your approval and be able to go to like certain places, or you could get your WIC coupons and go to the store. The food stamps was like not on a card back then. It started to be on a card at the end, but anyway, so that is like my roots. Okay. I was a young, struggling mom. I ended up nannying for 3 boys. I found a nanny job on Craigslist for 3 boys, and I did that job, and then I got pregnant with my second son. We moved inland from the beach a little bit, like 45 minutes inland. And I was like, oh my gosh, like how am I gonna like make money? We lived in Southern California, and even though we moved inland and it was a little bit cheaper, we were like barely scraping by, still on food stamps. I was taking odds and ends, like all these different jobs, like helping people sell stuff from storage units, picking up stuff on the side of the street and selling it. Like, I mean, like, I was not the person that anyone wanted around when they said they were going to get rid of something, because they would be like, no, you're just going to take it and sell it. Like the amount of family members that said that to me, like that was how I made money. Okay. So anyways, I was a hustler, and I was just like figuring my life out. So I have my second son, and I'm like, okay, I got to figure out a way to make money from home. I got to figure out a way to make money from home that like I can like scale. I knew from a very, very young age that I was going to be a millionaire. Like I was like, I'm going to be a millionaire. Like I'm not even tripping on it. I'm on food stamps now, but I'm going to be a millionaire. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm going to be a millionaire. And so every business that I started or got into, my brain was processing things at like a way higher level of like, how can I scale this? How can I grow this? Is this something I can grow? Like, how much can I grow? How much would I have to sell? Like I was doing like numbers like that in my brain with everything. And I started, you guys, so many different, you name a business that you could start from home, and I did it. But I was absolutely against network marketing. I did not believe in network marketing, and I was so ignorant, you guys. I was so ignorant. And this is what I want to tell you guys, because I talk to people every single day who tell me, no, I'm not interested in that. Just keep listening. So I start, I find this DIY thing on Pinterest, and I'm like, oh, I can make this mirror. I'm like, I can make this mirror. And then I went online and I looked up wood frame mirrors. I'm going to tell you guys something right now. When I looked up wood frame mirrors, it was the very first time that I saw Restoration Hardware, Pottery Barn, West Elm. I never knew any of those brands. I never knew anything. Like all I knew was like Target and, like, I don't even know. Like, I didn't know any furniture brands. I never bought furniture from a furniture store before. We had hand-me-down furniture, side-of-the-road furniture. Like, I had never been furniture shopping, all right? So I end up buying the stuff to make this wood frame mirror. I found a saw on Craigslist that I went and I picked up at someone's house in the middle of nowhere for $50. And I told my husband, I'm going to pick up this saw. He's like, no, you're not. You're going to die. Like, you can't go to some stranger's house. I'm like, I'm going to this guy's house. This saw is $150 and I'm getting it for $50 freaking dollars, and I'm starting my business. And he's like, whatever, you're crazy. So anyways, I look back and I'm like, okay, was that like a whatever, like go die? Okay. So anyways, I go and I pick up this saw. I come home actually, I don't even think it was the next day. Cause I'm like, if you know me, I am like impulsive. Like I'm doing today. If I get it, I'm doing it today. I am not the person who could get something delivered and like not put it together the same day. Like that's just not in my blood. I am like so impulsive. I'm so crazy. Right now has to happen right this second. So I go home and I make this wood frame mirror. And it is, I still actually have the exact one that I made today. So I make this mirror and then I put it on Craigslist and I put it on the Facebook exchanges and I just say custom wood frame mirror, $250. And I might have started out a little bit cheaper at first. I might have started out at like $200 because it cost me about $25 to make. Okay. With the mirror, I would get the $5 mirror. I did have to blow through several $5 mirrors because I had to learn the technique of taking off the frame from the $5 mirror. But eventually I got it down. And then I would build the frame, and then I would put the mirror on the back of the frame. So I started doing these custom wood frame mirrors. Long story short, I literally started building like 4 or 5 mirrors a week. Okay. Well, then I had a client ask me, would you be able to make, and I want you to listen to this part of my story. Okay. Because I did not know what I was doing, guys. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't a carpenter. I had no skill in this. I was self-taught. All I did, and this is what I want you guys to understand. Sometimes the only skill you need is belief in yourself. You already have and I feel like God gives us the skills when we walk through the door of belief. Okay. So it's you need to believe in yourself for whatever business you're doing, whatever you're trying to accomplish. Belief has to be the first thing, because action follows belief. And if you don't believe it, you will not achieve it in whatever you're doing, whatever business, whatever. So anyways, I have this client ask me, would you be able to make me a nightstand? And I'm like, yeah, I'll make you a nightstand. Yeah, I can make a nightstand. And I will never forget, my husband came home that night and I took a 50% deposit, because that was what I did. That was what I decided. I am taking a 50% deposit on my clients who custom order. So I took a 50% deposit, and my husband came home from work that night and he was like, you did not take that lady's money. You cannot build a nightstand. You've never built a nightstand. How did you take her money? And I'm like, I'm going to build the nightstand and it's going to be fine and it's going to be amazing. So the next day my husband was at work, and guess what? I built that freaking nightstand, and I wish that I could pop a little picture in here of it, because I have the picture of that exact nightstand that I built, and it was custom sizes, because I don't know why my car says it's going to shut off soon. Anyways, it was custom sizes because she wanted to be able to put firewood under it next to her fireplace. So I built this nightstand. I leave it in my driveway. And I leave this nightstand in my driveway, and my husband comes home and he's laughing. He thinks that I went and bought this nightstand, you guys. And he's like, you did not make that. And I'm like, yes, I did. And I legitimately, I'm going to post the nightstand in my story. I legitimately, you guys, was laughing so freaking hard, because I'm like, I really did make it. But the fact that I made it and he didn't believe me made me feel so good about myself, because I'm like, it's so good that he doesn't even think that I made it. That's how good that nightstand is. And that was everything I needed at that point. So anyways, guess what I was? I was the custom wood furniture builder after that. I'm like, I built a nightstand. I could build anything. The next order I got, entry table. Next order I got, dining table. Next order I got, barn door. Next order I got, sofa table. Next order I got, coffee table. Next order I got, bed. Next order I got, all these things, you guys, just started happening, and it was crazy. So about 9 months into that business of building just whatever my clients, and again, I look back and I'm like, dude, I just did it. There was things, you guys, that I messed up on. I remember my first bed that I ever built, I built the wrong way. I built the length by the width and the width by the length. And I literally had to redo the entire bed. Not the headboard, but the bed part. So it's so crazy. And I ended up building for amazing, amazing people. I had built the most incredible clientele. 9 months into my business, I ended up submitting myself. Now, here's another thing. I need these points to stand out to you guys, because I need you to understand that where you see me today came from so many things. Okay. So number one, the belief, right? The belief in order to make that first mirror. Okay. Number two, the action that I took. I took the action. Number three, the self-taughtness of it. I didn't know what I was doing. I just did it, you guys. I just did it. So if you feel like you're not prepared, you're not ready, you're not gonna be. You're not gonna be. Have any of you guys have an unplanned pregnancy? Like, we're not ready. We're like, I'm 18 years old. I'm 19 years old. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I can barely pay my rent. Like, we figure it out. You figure it out. So the biggest part that you have to do in life is you have to take the action. You have to take the action. You will learn the skill later. Okay? You will learn it and you will do it. So anyways, so 9 months later, I submit an application online. I know who Bethany Frankel is from the Housewives of New York. So I go online and I'm like, oh, she has a talk show. Bethany and Your Business. At this time, I was literally emailing and messaging every single person I could. Every business. Hey, do you need any furniture built? I mean, I would say 50 to 75 messages a night. I would lay in bed and just reach out to people. Hey, do you need any furniture built? Do you need any this? Do you need any that? Blah, 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 blah.
A little bit of cold messaging foreshadowing. I know I'm not like interjecting much in this video because I really do want to just let her tell her story without me piping up, because we're just like in her personal story part, not anything to do with the MLM yet. So that is why I am just letting it play. I'm sorry it's so long, but I do think it's necessary to hear her backstory.
Just trying to, hold on, my car shut off. Where is my key? So I get on this Bethany show. She ends up handpicking me. I fly out to New York. This is my first time ever, I think ever flying besides like as a little girl to like Minnesota for summer. But definitely my first time flying by myself. So I fly out to New York. I'm on this talk show. I have like a limo waiting. I'm like stayed up at like this beautiful hotel in New York. And it was just like, I'm like, yes, this is the life I'm supposed to be living. I'm like, why would I settle in life? And this is what I want you guys to ask yourself. Why are you settling in life? When you have every single skill and opportunity to grow more, why are you settling in life? So 5 years into this business, now I have this amazing, crazy, incredible clientele, celebrities from all over the place. I am building furniture and I am barely getting by. Now, I am paying for, our insurance. I'm paying for our food now. I'm paying for all of our bills now. I have no government assistance. I literally am, my husband works 70 hours a week in construction, which actually at the time, at the latest time, he worked in heavy equipment and he was working mandatory Saturdays. Mandatory Saturdays. How does a man have a bond with his family? And I'm not saying it's completely impossible, but my husband worked 12-hour shifts, 5 days a week, and a 10-hour shift on Saturdays. When does he have time for his family, his wife, his kids? It like, I look back now and it's just like, that was what it was. And we were very, 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 very grateful and fortunate to have that job. Like, we were so grateful for that job and those hours and that income and everything. So it's like, it taught us a lot. We grew a lot from that. But I was also working 70 hours a week. You guys, this is the thing. I don't think people understand this about me. Okay. If you weren't around back then, I went and handpicked every single piece of wood. Okay, I would get on the phone with my clients. I would take a custom order. Okay, so this is what you want. You want this bed. You want this wood. You want this size. You want this. Da, 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 da. I suck at drawing, so I couldn't draw. And I would go handpick the wood. My clients would just have to basically trust me because that was how my business was built. Literally on like, okay, you trust me to build this, cool. Because I can't do a rendering or a drawing. Like, I didn't have that skill. I'm not skilled in that way. So I get the wood. I load the wood up in my truck. I take the wood out of my truck. I sand the wood. I did have an assistant for a part of my business. But sometimes it was even harder because everything was in my head. And I would pre-drill everything, build it, unbuild it to, put it back in my truck and install it, take it to wherever the install was. And I was all over the place. I was in Nevada. I was in Northern California. I was delivering in Arizona, like everywhere on like that side. And I was burnt out. I got super, super, super burnt out, where I was like, I hate this. I don't want to build furniture. I don't want to do this. I am away from my kids. I can't make money unless I'm building. I thought many, many times, like, how can I build? How can I scale this? How can I do this? And unfortunately, I couldn't, because I was the brand. I was the one that people wanted to deliver their furniture. I was the one that people wanted to build their furniture. And then if I hired someone to build furniture, or I got a warehouse, or I got something else, or whatever, it would just take away, from my income that I would be making. So it would basically be a wash if I hired someone. So at that time, I started kind of looking for other opportunities, where I was like, okay, there's got to be another way. Like, I know God did not bring me this far to just bring me this far. Like, God help me. I filmed multiple pilots for different like reality shows. And the last one that they really wanted me for was an HGTV show building pet houses. And I'm like, if you know me and you know that I have a dog now. So, I mean, it's a little contradictive now, but I was like not a pet person. Like, not even a little bit. Like, I was not about to do a show about pets. Like, that's how authentic I was in myself, though, where I'm like, I won't be able to like I will seem fake on there, because I won't want the dog to like get its hair and slobber on me. So I'm not like, whatever. And then I had another show tell me, this was obviously back before like things are the way they are now, but we really, really want you for the host of the show, but you have to stop wearing red lipstick and you're going to have to cover your tattoos. And I was just like, like, what? No, I'm not doing that. So then we filmed a couple reality pilot shows, and they were so fun. And I'm so grateful for the experience that I had in those ways. And I filmed with my girlfriends on The Housewives, and we did a couple other like little TV things. But anyways, it was just really, really hard, because I was at this point where I'm like, okay, everything looks cool. Everything looks so cool. We're filming here. We're hanging out with this person here. We're doing this. We're backstage here. But like, my marriage was complete. I mean, it was, okay. We had no time for each other. We had no time for our family. We were broke. Literally, we were making money, making multiple six figures, but we lived in Southern California. We were paying our bills. We were extended as possible. Like, we had a boat, we had a trailer, we had this, we had all these things, but we didn't even have time to use them because we were so busy making the money to pay for them.
This is so out of touch to me. Like, this just seems so unrelatable and out of touch that she is complaining that she was so broke but was able to afford her bills, able to afford to live in Southern California, to have a trailer, to have a camper, to have all of these things, as she just said, and then calling that broke. Like, maybe you wouldn't be so financially extended if you didn't pour money into these unnecessary things. I mean, yeah, if you can afford to have a boat or a trailer or have a bunch of nice things, then go for it. It's nice to have nice things. But to say that you're broke while you own all of these things and are able to pay for all of these things is just so out of touch and weird to me.
Like, we weren't living life at all. I always laugh now when I hear that audio by Kourtney Kardashian. And it's like, I'm just living life. Like, that's all I wanted to do was like live life. Like, I just want to live life. I don't want to pay for life. So insert my girlfriend, who actually ended up being a client of mine, mutual friend, with Tamara Judge from the Housewives of Orange County. She did her hair. She was a celebrity hairstylist, Christina Smallwood. She reaches out to me and she's like, hey, have you ever heard of these products? I would love to send you some samples. And I looked at, I I looked at, or actually, she didn't tell me the name yet. She didn't tell me the brand name yet. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure I'll try it. What's the name of it? And so she said, it's Monate. And I was like, Monate. I looked it up on Instagram and I was like, this is an MLM. I'm like, this girl is like going through a midlife crisis. Like, she must be getting divorced from her husband. She's lost her mind. She is a celebrity hairstylist and she is going to sell Monate, this MLM shampoo. Like, what? Oh my gosh, bless her heart. And bless her heart in a, I feel really bad for you way. So she reaches out to me again. I ghost her. Now, here's the lesson in this story. I am the number one income earner in Monate today. I said no. I ghosted her. And then I was like, she's like, can I please just send you full-size bottles? Thank you, God, that he gave her the strength and honestly, the strength to reach out to me again for the third time. So if you're on this call and you're in network marketing, like, don't stop reaching out to people because they could be Krista Crawford, number one income earner in 5, 6, 7 years. Like, you don't know. So don't stop. Okay. That's another lesson. He reaches out to me. I try the shampoo. I end up going online and I'm like, everyone who wants to try this shampoo, go and check out Christina Smallwood. She's selling this shampoo, blah, blah, blah. So my very first post about Monate was not even my post. It was to go talk to Christina because I am not doing some MLM 100 hours a day. Yeah, that's me. I'm a real business owner. So I end up using the products for 30 days. And I'm like, oh man, I'm in love with these products. I'm in love with these products. So another lesson. If you haven't tried the products, you can't say anything, girlfriend. Like, I don't care what you heard from your aunt, your sister, your cousin, your neighbor, your friend, online, whatever. It's BS. The products, I would not be in this business and I would not have made nearly $10 million and be the number one income earner in the company if these products were not the bomb. The products are absolutely insane. So I try the products, use the products for 30 days. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I don't know what to do, but I need to sell these products because everyone is asking me about my hair. They're asking me about what I did different, tell me it looks so good. And all I did was switch my shampoo. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I did. I reached out to her. I'm like, hey, how do I do the business? And she was like floored, jaw on the floor. And I'm like, yeah, I think I need to do this business. I'm like, but I'm only going to do it to make like an extra, $250 a month. That's all I want to make is like an extra $250 a month. And at this time, you guys, I had my 2 older boys and my husband. My husband and I were in such a bad place in our marriage. I literally filed for divorce. Like that's how bad. And not bad with infidelity, not bad with like any like addiction. Like it was normal reasons why, people get divorced. It was like, we were just so disconnected, growing in 2 different ways. I wanted to grow, I don't know if you guys can relate to this or like, I feel like men are very complacent. Most men are very just, content with just going to work and doing the do. And that was how my husband felt. And I was like, no, like we need to make more. We need to do more. We need to grow our life. Like this isn't our life. Like this isn't my life. Like I don't want to have to worry about how much money is in my bank account every time I get gas or get groceries. Like, and I make good money and everything looks so good from the outside. So I'm like, you know what? We're getting a divorce. So I filed for a divorce and I'm like, I'm going to go and I'm going to do, I see a couple girlfriends on here who have been friends with me through all of these seasons. And so anyways, I move out of the house. I start Monate. I'm about 30 minutes into, or 30 minutes. I'm like losing my mind right now. Sorry. I'm about 30 days into my Monate business. I go to this event and this girl's up there and she's like, this is the most life-changing business that you will ever come across. Like this business will change your life, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like literally rolling my eyes. Like these MLM girls are absolutely crazy. Like they do not have like what? This is not a real business. I don't know. So anyways, after that event, I go up to the girl. She actually came up to me. She goes, oh my gosh, you need to remove that photo that you posted of me. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, I wasn't even looking. And I'm like, okay. Now she's like literally one of my best friends. So anyways, I'm like, that was our first interaction. Do you know that? You asked me to remove a photo from you. A photo of you that I posted on my Instagram that I thought was so nice to post a photo of you on my Instagram about your MLM business. Okay. So I removed the photo and then I'm like kind of annoyed. I'm like, who is this girl? Just remove that photo of me, blah, 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 whatever. Up here talking about how life-changing this business is, whatever, your stupid MLM business, like whatever. And I'm like, how much money are you making? And she like gets super nervous. Like I could tell no one's ever asked her that in her life. Of course, I would be the first person to ask her that. But you know what? I've been business. I'm like down to business. I'm like, let's talk money. Okay. Like how much money are you making? Like, what are you making? Like, what do you say is life-changing? Because life-changing for you, in my mind, I'm like, you're a stay-home fire wife. Like you've never owned a business. Like $250 could be life-changing. $1,000 could be life-changing. And not that I didn't want to make $1,000 extra. I did absolutely. But I was making good money then and I was still struggling. So anyways, I asked her how much money she made. She looks at her friend. She's like so nervous and she's like 84,000 last month. And I was like, what? What? Do you guys know that part? I've posted it many times now. It's my favorite thing from The Wolf of Wall Street, where he's like, you'd show me a paycheck for blah, 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 and I'll quit my job and I'll work with you right now. And so that real life situation happened to me. And so she showed me her check that month and the rest is history. I was like, wait, if I can build a business and make that kind of money from wherever I want with my babies, and in 5 months of building my Monate business,
not building a business, paying a company to become a salesperson for them,
I matched my income that took me 5 years to build. My husband and I ended up working everything out, canceled all the things. We didn't get divorced. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Is this working now? My husband called me and then my service got interrupted. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up right now. So this is my point. I did not think that I wanted more babies. I did not think that I ever wanted to buy a house. I did not think that I even wanted my marriage, you guys. But I'm going to tell you something right now. You do not know what you want in life until you have a way of getting it. All right? Let me repeat that. You do not know what you really, truly want in life unless you have a true way of getting it. Monate was my vessel to the best life that I could ever even dream of. All right? Monate was. And I just want you guys to know that it can be for you. You're not above. I don't care what you've done, what you do. If you are not living a life right now that will give you and truly give you what you want in life. Like I had 2 more babies. I brought my husband home. I retired my husband. I made $1 million in this business within 2 years, you guys. And now that is what I do. I mentor women on making money and growing in this business. So I'm having anxiety. I need to call my husband back to make sure everything's okay. But If you are looking for a way of making more money, like, do not allow yourself to be above this opportunity. Reach out to me, talk to me, ask me questions. I've been in your shoes. I know how it feels to not want anything to do with an MLM, but this is the way of the world, and this business right here will change your life. It will. So anyways, I love you all. Thanks for tuning in to my story, and I will see you in the stories later.
So as we just heard, she is the top earner, or at this time, this was 21 weeks ago, she's the top earner of Monate. She has been very, very successful, but it's important to know that most people will never get to where she is, and we're gonna go over why throughout the rest of this video. Now I want to look at one of the more problematic posts that I've seen on her Instagram lately. It's a carousel, which means she just has like multiple slides to one post that you swipe through. So the first one says, why you need to get over the pyramid scheme lie they're trying to convince you of. You'll lose money. It's a scam. Only the people at the top win. You'll have to beg your friends. Sound familiar? The reason this sounds familiar is because a lot of people say this about MLMs. And the reason why they use these exact same phrases or sentences to describe MLMs and to warn people against them is because they're all true. Let's have a reminder of the Monate income disclosure statement that we looked at in a previous video. Only 2% of the company makes anywhere near a livable wage. And guess where that 2% is located on the pyramid? At the very tip top. Her saying only the people at the top win, that is a accurate statement. And I've seen team call footage via other anti-MLM YouTubers where the reps are telling people that if their friends and family don't support their business by buying the products or joining their team, that they're just haters and they need to be cut off. So you'll have to beg your friends, that's also very accurate. I was in an MLM in 2017 and I literally felt like I was begging people to buy these products because they're so difficult to sell. Let me tell you about the real scam in my life, the scam before I started Monate. My husband and I working 70+ hours a week with an income cap, trading our physical time for money with no savings, no backup plan, and no time to actually live life. I built a multi-6-figure business and was broke. I was broke in time, I was broke in money, I was broke in happiness. These slides confuse me because, as we just heard her say, she wasn't broke financially. She was able to afford all of these nice things in life that most people will never be able to afford. They may have been broke in time because she always had to work. Her and her husband were always working in order to afford the things that they had. But if they would have just not gotten the camper or not gotten a boat or maybe moved somewhere cheaper to live, if that was a possibility, then they wouldn't have had to work as much as they had to work in order to afford the lifestyle that they wanted. The broke financially part is just very misleading to me. People who are broke can't afford to live how she was living. Living paycheck to paycheck, wondering if you're able to buy groceries that week, is a lot different than living paycheck to paycheck, wondering if you're going to be able to afford your boat payment that you don't need. It's just so out of touch, and yeah. I had to spend money to make money. So half of that income I made, I had to spend to make. Before you start with the she just got in at the right time, I started years after the launch. Girls were already making 6 figures a month. I hit #1 income earner and passed all of my uplines, aka the ones who started before me. This is another very misleading thing to say because what she's saying, although it may be true, she is leaving out a lot of the background and the context that play into what she's claiming. Yes, she started after people were already making 6 figures in Monate, and yes, I fully believe that she was able to pass up her upline in earnings very quickly. Like, I don't doubt either of those things. But if you remember, in her video, she stated that she was recruited to be a host on a reality TV show. She did filming for reality TV shows. She was recruited to start her own HGTV show making dog houses. She had celebrity customers. Like, this is not just some average Joe. Like we were called by another MLM hun in a previous disaster video. So with all of that background information, it is fair to assume she probably had a substantial social media following before she joined Monate. What I'm saying is she probably had an easier time selling these products and recruiting people because of the notoriety she already had before joining this company. People were probably very excited to join underneath her because they see her as someone very successful. And, you know, logically, if you're joining someone that successful, maybe being on their team can help you become just as successful. She probably also had a lot more contacts than most people do just because her furniture business was so successful. So she had a larger customer base than most people do too. So again, it's just very misleading, and it's clear that she wasn't counting on people connecting the dots between her how I started in Monat video to her more recent post, because she did post it like 21 weeks ago. Affiliate and ambassador programs are great, but they're only made to make money for the brand. In my network marketing business, I'm not just making money off of you buying my recommendations, but I am helping other women make money selling the same products. And before you pipe off with the, oh, so you're making money off of other people's sales? Yes, I am. I am mentoring and sharing my systems that have taken thousands of hours to learn and perfect over the 8 years that I have been in this business, so I can help you do what I've done in a fraction of that time. I think she feels the need to add the before you pipe off with, oh, so you're making money off of other people's sales, because she knows that's exactly how she makes most of her money, and she's trying to spin it and change the narrative into being something that it's not. She says that she's going to help other women do what she did in the fraction of the time it took her to do it, but I just don't see how that's possible, because even according to their income disclosure statement, she is in the top 0.1% of the company. Not everybody can be where she is on the totem pole, unless they go about it unethically and buy their downlines, which I've seen MLM Huns do that before too, or they already have a very large following before they join Monat like she did. Network marketing is the smartest business model out there, and the sooner you open your mind to it, the sooner you will reach the place where the grass really is greener on the other side. Okay, this slide makes me want to cackle, because hearing someone or reading someone say that network marketing is the smartest business model in the entire world is just very ridiculous to me. It's probably one of the most ridiculous things I have ever seen someone say about network marketing. I just went over this in my last video when the CEO of this new MLM company called Frequence said that her MLM was based in rock solid infrastructure, and you just have to giggle about it, because it's so weird that they can even think to say that. It doesn't make sense in my brain, but it somehow makes sense in theirs. To each their own. Let me break down why network marketing is not the smartest business model. It's actually one of the stupidest business models and most unstable business models. They are completely dependent on constant recruitment, which means they are reliant on exponential expansion, which cannot go on forever. It physically just cannot. You're going to run out of people to recruit. Additionally, their revenue primarily comes from their own reps, not external customers, and market saturation happens very, very quickly. If all of these reps are selling and recruiting, they're going to end up running out of people to sell to, running out of people to recruit. And if you are trying to recruit your customers, then your customers become your recruits, and you lose your customer base, which makes the reps being the biggest customer base even more accurate. There's also an exceptionally high dropout rate for MLMs, because selling these products is near impossible, and ranking up in this company is also near impossible unless you're willing to go into debt or embarrass yourself. And the income dispersion of this business model is very imbalanced, and it's very top heavy, meaning that in most of these network marketing companies, 90% of the people do not make any money, let alone break even. Here at Monat, we have the #1 compensation plan in the industry. Don't believe me? Send me a DM and I'll compare. We have no monthly minimum or quota, because we do not have to rely on our distributors for revenue. Get paid up to 5 times a month, earn trips around the world, and a paid for luxury car. Every MLM company I've ever seen claims to have the #1 comp plan in the industry, so her saying that really doesn't mean much to me at all. I did want to touch on this earn a luxury car thing, because it is used a lot by these MLM reps as a selling tactic to get people to want to join their company, and it's just not true. It's another form of misinformation and misleading, because you are not earning a free car. You're just not. It's not reality. Monat has this car incentive called the Motor Club, and I wanted to read this clip that that I found on the internet that explains it pretty well. Mon8's luxury car incentives are part of its Motor Club program for high achieving distributors, which includes a down payment bonus for a new white Cadillac and a monthly car bonus for those who maintain a specific rank. Recent updates have expanded the program to include a wider selection of luxury brands like BMW, Jaguar, and Mercedes, and an additional one-time bonus is offered for those who would choose an electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. Mon8 Motor Club incentives. Initial down payment bonus. You receive a one-time bonus to help with the down payment on a qualified vehicle after meeting the requirements to join the program. Monthly car bonus. You receive a monthly bonus to help cover your car payments based on your paid as rank in the company. Vehicle selection. You can choose from the selection of luxury cars including white Cadillacs, BMWs, Jaguars, Mercedes, and Range Rovers. Electric vehicle bonus. An additional one-time bonus is offered for choosing an all-electric or plug-in hybrid luxury vehicle. Qualification. The program is for market partners who achieve and maintain specific ranks such as market mentor or higher. Important details. Not a free car. The program provides financial incentives, not a free vehicle. Must be purchased, leased new. The bonus can only be used for a new vehicle purchased or leased after meeting the qualification requirements. Must be a signer. You must be listed as a signer or co-signer on the lease for purchase agreement. Program is ongoing. The Mon8 Motor Club is an ongoing incentive program for qualifying distributors. So, in other words, you have to maintain a certain rank to even qualify for this free car incentive. That is not actually a free car. Each month, you have to maintain rank and keep your sales up in order to qualify for the car bonus. And then once you qualify for it, you have to go to the dealership, sign a lease with your credit information, your name on the line. And if you didn't maintain rank, then that probably means you didn't make as much sales that month as you normally do. So what if you don't have the money to pay that car note? Your credit is down the tube because you thought you were earning a free car, but in reality, you were just getting scammed into thinking that you were. Got questions? Ask. Sometimes we are only one question away from our entire life changing. What is holding you back from partnering with me? Get the business free. When you buy your product, start now for as little as $149, over $300 in products. Comment or DM opportunity. This is another thing that confused me until I actually did some digging on it, because their cheapest starter pack is $99, but a lot of these reps promote joining the business as costing $149. And so I was kind of wondering, like, why do they do that? Well, I figured it out.
Mo fam, okay, I was doing some calculations this morning, and if my girl math is girl mathing, if you spend $149 to get started with Mon8, you get a $150 coupon. So it's basically, when you girl math that, it's buy one, get one free in a sense. Hear me out. If you've been watching from the sidelines, you've been wondering what we do and how we do it, now is the time to join Mon8. And when I tell you this is the best time to join with this incentive, I'm telling you as a girl's girl. So if monetizing your beauty routine has been on your agenda, now's the time to join, and I'm here to help you. Simply find a local Mon8 rep, join with us this month, and get a $150 coupon just for signing with us. I think I speak for all of us at Mon8. The results are worth it, and the community is even better, guys. So it's time to listen to the little voice in your head, put those thoughts in action, and start with Mon8 today.
What she leaves out in this video is that, yes, if you join with the $149 pack, you also get a $150 coupon, but so does the rep that you joined under. So she wants you to join with the $149 pack because she gets $150 when you join, on top of making money off of your sales and getting other bonuses for growing her team. The last post I want to look at in this already too long video is this one of her trying to convince us why her company is not a pyramid scheme. Don't let them brainwash you into believing it's a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are illegal. If it was one, Mon8 wouldn't be a $1 billion FDA-regulated 10-year strong global company operating in multiple countries with strict compliance laws. Yes, pyramid schemes are illegal. So is speeding, so is stealing, so is human trafficking. All of these things happen all of the time. Human trafficking brings in over $200 billion, and it's sick and disgusting. Yes, it's illegal, but it's still happening. Just because something is illegal doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Your MLM is a still functioning pyramid scheme. pyramid schemes are illegal. Two things can be true at the same time. Pyramid schemes don't have product. We have award-winning, clinically backed hair care, skincare, and wellness products that customers buy every single day with or without joining the business. This is another very, very common argument that MLM representatives make to say that they're not in a pyramid scheme because they sell products. But product-based pyramid schemes are a thing. They hide behind the products to make it seem like an actual, sustainable, stable business when it just clearly is not. Pyramid schemes pay only from recruiting. Monat pays on product sales, period. Real customers, real orders, real volume. This is true to an extent. Pyramid schemes primarily or entirely pay based on recruiting, but that's the thing. It's not always entirely. Like I just said, product-based pyramid schemes are a real thing, and the people in them can still make a small amount of money from their product sales, just like the Monat reps, but their main source of income comes from recruiting, just like the Monat reps. The products are used as a cover-up, a way to defend their scheme. Everyone starts at the exact same level. No salaries, no spots, no buying your way in, just performance, leadership, and consistency. Yep, no salaries. That's for sure. You never know if you're going to get paid unless you are at the top of the pyramid. No spots is also true, but I have seen some reps literally making people fill out applications to join their business as a way to deceive people into thinking that they're applying for an actual job rather than signing up to be a salesperson for a company where their chance of being paid is like 1%. And she puts no buying your way in, which I think is just a weird thing to say because it's something that can so easily be disproven if you just go to their website and click on become a market partner. You have to buy a product pack to join Monat. So you do literally have to buy your way in to Monat. I'm just very confused why she would say that. That argument just so easily falls apart with just a quick Google search, which most of their arguments fall apart pretty quickly with a quick Google search. All of this to say, if you have to constantly defend your business and try to convince people that you're not in a pyramid scheme, you're probably in a pyramid scheme and you probably missed some pretty big red flags. Unless you saw the red flags, you know how it works and you just don't care because you've made millions of dollars doing it, while others are losing their sanity, their self-respect, and their finances. That's all I have for this video. I know it was kind of long. I just really wanted to be thorough and give a backstory to the problems that I addressed in this video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing and liking this video. It really helps my new and tiny channel out. And the point of my videos is never to make fun of anybody, so that is why I have faces and usernames blurred. If you figure out who these people are, please don't go and leave hate comments on their social media. That is not my intent for these videos. I simply want to bring awareness to the scammy behaviors of these types of companies because there are so many people who fall prey to these scams on a daily basis. I do have a playlist that I started with more MLM disaster videos if you'd like to check those out. And then I have a second playlist called the MLM Files, which looks at different MLM companies under the microscopic lens of logical thinking and truth seeking. If that is something that you're interested in, please check those out. I'm going back to mama mode now. Remember that your time is valuable, your worth is very real, and you do not need a downline to prove that. See you next time.